Welcome along. My name is Jeff Whiteman. I'm one of your event presentation team announcers tomorrow for the 2022 Muller Birmingham Grand Prix, part of the Wanda Diamond League. In fact, it's the second stop off of the Diamond League out of 13 venues for this year. The Wanda Diamond League in Europe for the first time in 2022. We've got two press conferences. The first will be some of our international guests, and then in 2 hours' time we will have some of the British participants here tomorrow. The stadium is newly configured for 32,000 in games mode. The temporary seating will bring it to 18,000 in legacy mode. Because of this being essentially a test event ahead of the Commonwealth Games at the end of July, every ticket has been sold that's allowed to be sold, and we expect to see somewhere just shy of 16,000 people in the stadium. The weather forecast, for those of you that were with us in Gateshead a year ago, is good. Although these things are relative. Yes, good conditions expected. So let's welcome from the back of the room the first of our international guests. And we'll start with a woman who is a Harvard graduate. She's going in the 100 metres where she has an Olympic medal. Please welcome for the USA, Gabby Thomas. And joining Gabby, have a seat. I think if you go in the middle, you've got a couple of tall boys either side of you, as we saw in the photos. From Jamaica, the Olympic champion at the 110 metre hurdles, Hansle Parchment. And finally, athletics' greatest showman, the co-holder of the Olympic title. Please welcome from Italy, Gianmarco Tamberi. So, I should ask you all, first of all, what are your impressions of this brand new stadium? We'll start at the end with Hansle.
It's looking like an Olympic stadium now. I came here first in 2012. It was very small then and very cold.
Cold?
Yeah, but I think it's stopping a lot of wind now, so that's good.
Gabby, you raced here. You did race here a few years ago, didn't you?
I did in 2018. Yes, I can't exactly remember what it looked like at the time, but it looks really beautiful now, and I'm really excited for the energy that will come with the stadium, and I know that the UK has a lot of athletics fans, so I know it's going to be a really, really fun competition.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for tomorrow because the only 2 times I competed in the Birmingham Diamond League, I didn't perform really well, so I'm happy that they changed the stadium. So maybe it was because of the stadium and the track, so I'm really looking forward, and the track seems really good, so looking forward for tomorrow.
Well, a few questions from me to each of you, and then any from in the room. There were some posted for Elaine here in advance, but she sadly had to withdraw. We'll start with you, Hansle. You've never won Commonwealth gold. You've had a silver medal. You've done 2 or 3 Commonwealth Games. Is Birmingham in your thinking as we count down? We're inside the last 10 weeks.
Initially, no, but I spoke with my coach and he said, we should go for that. It would be good to get the goal. So looking forward to it. It's going to be end of July, August. It should be a lot warmer then. So, yeah.
Do you feel the cold? We're getting that vibe, Hansle. Do you feel the cold a bit?
Trust me. You see, I have a big coat around there.
Look like a duvet.
Yeah.
Real Jamaican guy.
What should we expect from you tomorrow, Hansle?
So far, I'm feeling good. I think I'm in good form. I still have a lot of work to do, but looking forward to execute a really good race and hoping to get a really lovely time on this beautiful track. And
do you know your schedule from now through to the major championships coming up, or is it?
Yeah, after this one, we're going to shut it down and focus on the trials. Of course, we have quite a bit of really good guys in the hurdles, so I have to make sure I'm ready to give my best at the trials.
Yeah. Gabby, I don't think I've spoken to you in a British press conference, but we did speak in Boston one time. Not many people necessarily know that you're a Harvard graduate, that your subject, which you did explain to me, went right over my head, but you're now doing a master's in epidemiology
Yes.
at University of Texas.
Yes.
What does that involve?
So that's the study of infectious diseases, and I went into that because I was interested in studying public health once I graduated from Harvard. And it was actually quite timely because COVID-19 became an epidemic right as I was accepted into the program. So it's been really interesting. It's been something that's really good to get my mind off of track and field after I come back from training. And I'm excited to pursue that once I finish with my track career, which for now it won't be for another, maybe 10 years or so, but I'm excited with where the studies are going to take me.
And you have spent time in Birmingham because as part of your Harvard program, you had like a summer camp or an outreach program?
Yes, yeah. So we do Harvard, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, which is where all the teams combine, and we do a fun trip kind of around the UK, and then every couple of years they actually come over to America. But I did spend some time at the University of Birmingham, and I stayed in the dorms with a couple of the girls, and they were really, really friendly and welcoming. So that was a fun time. I was here for about a week training and just hanging out with the Birmingham people.
Are you in the best form of your life right now, would you say?
Actually, yes. I'm building off of Tokyo really well, and right before Tokyo, I had just moved to a new coach and a new training group, and that was the most fit I had ever been in my life, and then I'm just building off of that. So I still feel really, really fit, and my season is showing it. I'm running times that I had never run at this point in the season ever before, so I'm really excited, and I'm feeling very fit and sharp.
And didn't you do 3 races in 10 minutes or something in California?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago in California. Yeah, I was training. It was part of my training, so fine-tuning. I ran a couple of 100s against Elaine, and she did really well there, of course. She's really great to run against, so I'm excited to have that opportunity again here. But then I went and did my 200 right after that because, that's my favorite race, so I wanted to get that one in, but yeah.
Well, Elaine's out, but we do have Dina Asher-Smith, and there's going to be a lot of love for her on the home soil. Have you raced much in the past? I mean, over 100 in particular?
Not over the 100. I haven't raced Dina in the 100, so it should be fun. Yeah.
What do you expect from yourself? Aren't you 11 seconds exactly at the moment?
Yes, I'm looking to break 11 seconds. I'd like to get a win legal 10-second 100 in at some point. So hopefully if the weather allows, I think this is a perfect place to do it. There's really great competition here. Obviously the stadium looks beautiful. I know the energy is going to be amazing. And I'm feeling very fit and sharp, so I'm excited to do that. And coming off of my race in Doha, I think I'm in a good headspace and position to do it.
Good. Gianmarco.
Here we are.
Here we are. And was it inevitable to a certain extent that after the high, literally, in Tokyo, that it would be hard to motivate yourself for this year? You only competed a little bit in the winter. You've only had one competition so far outdoors. Is it a little bit after the Lord Mayor show for you for getting motivated?
It was my biggest question after the Olympics if I would have been motivated in the same way, because after you following that dream for so long, you're scared that when you achieve it, it's going to be difficult to find the focus and everything. But straight after the Olympic, after I realized what I have done, I said myself that I missed just the gold in the World Outdoor Championship. This is what I'm really missing, my palmarès, the last thing. So that's something that is motivating me a lot. So I'm looking forward to that competition. We are building in training and during the competition in order to be in the best shape that day in Eugene. And I hope we can achieve also that one.
Now, tomorrow is a very special day because Robbie Grabatz is getting his medal upgrade.
My big friend.
But you're part of the presentation, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm really happy and proud to be part of the presentation. He was in the track with me for a long time, and I always really was looking at him like a friend and somebody to learn from. You know what I mean? He was such a great guy and great athlete, and I'm really happy he deserved that medal. And really, he has been a big friend to me, so I'm really happy to be part of this presentation.
Have you ever been part of the VIP party for an Olympic ceremony?
No.
Nervous? Know what you're doing?
Yeah.
You've got a full beard now.
Yeah.
Last time you were here, you had a half beard.
Also, full hair.
Full hair.
You never know.
Yeah. But the half beard thing, you kept that going for a couple of years, didn't you?
So I stopped doing it last in the indoor season because I wanted to stop all my scaramantic stuff, all my things that were going in my mind, just because I would like to focus on the competition and my real things, not the the stupid stuff that you think that help you. And the half beard, of course, is the stupid stuff. But when you are an athlete, always you are scaramantic. So, but it doesn't mean that I will never do it again, because it's something that in my story, career story, it's something that motivated me. When I go out with something strange in my face, green hair, blue hair, half beard, or something like that, it tells me to give my best, because I don't want to, if you jump 220 and you have blue hair with half beard, everybody say, look at this stupid guy over there. If you have the blue hair and half beard, you must jump
You've
high.
got to win.
Yeah.
You've got to win.
So if you have, you have to do something. That's pushed me a lot.
Last question from me. There was images online of you rebounding in an NBA All-Star game in the winter where you easily out-jumped the basketballers. Does it annoy you when you see stuff from football and soccer that says, oh, Cristiano Ronaldo jumped 3 meters into the air? I mean, athletes are the real athletes, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's not bothering me at all. I just laugh when I see these kind of comments, because we are working every single day in order to achieve even 1 centimeter more or 1 cent less. Yeah. So it's funny to hear that somebody is running faster than her or this guy. So, but of course, they are doing also some technical aspect. When Cristiano Ronaldo jumped and did that goal with his head and jumping really high, is not what impressed me. The height he has jumped, but of course the way he took the ball inside the door. So I think it's more important to focus on the technical aspect than the physical aspect. Of course, they are great athletes, but
yeah. But it's relative.
Yeah.
I said that was my last question. I was just going to ask you about your plaster cast, which you got out, the boot that you had to wear when you had your surgery. What was you had that on the infield at the Olympic Games as a reminder of how far you'd come. What was your lowest point when you had that surgery? Were there times when you couldn't walk?
Oh, so that cast, it's been with me for after my injury in 2016, and I never throw it in the garbage, because I knew that it reminded me every time I was looking at it where I was starting my process to come back. So I wanted with all my heart to take with me in Tokyo, because it always reminds me where I passed through, what I have to fight, and where I was in Tokyo, what I was achieving, even just arriving there and trying to get that medal. And when I decide to do the bag to go to the stadium, I just take it and I say, you must come with me. You're part of this journey, so you're part of this thing. And it's been amazing watching at this gold medal and this cast. I mean, they are together. You can't separate them.
The high and the low.
Yeah.
Questions from you. If you want to raise your hand and tell us who you are, where you're from. If there aren't any, I know lots of you have booked in one-to-ones. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be really special to have World Championships happening in Eugene, Oregon. That is my favorite place to run. I mean, Hayward Field is very magical, as a lot of people know, and it's just recently been redone. And last year at Trials, you saw the blazing times and how excited everybody was to compete there. So to have the opportunity to have Trials there again, and then a couple of weeks later go back for World Championships is going to be really special. And also just bringing athletics to America and letting everyone in America kind of see how cool and how special it is. I don't think the appreciation for athletics is quite there yet, and I think this will really help with that.
Yeah, just to add what Gabby, to what Gabby was saying, it's definitely going to be exciting. I've run in Oregon at the Prefontaine Classic. I run some very fast times, so really looking forward to that. And of course, a new stadium, a new track, a new feeling, it should be very good.
Yeah, I'm excited to this World Championship, even because it's in Oregon, and the only time I have been competing there, it was important, 2016. So it reminds to that World Championship when I won the gold medal, and of course it's just 2 hours far from Parchment. Yeah. So it's close from that city, and it's gonna be huge. And last year I was watching the competition there, and everybody was performing really well. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it should be a very great track, right?
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
In terms of selection, you have to be top three, Gabby. It's sudden death at the US trials.
Yeah.
What's the policy for Jamaica, Hansle? What do you have to do?
It's the same. This is the reason why after this meet, I'm just gonna go home and prepare myself as best as possible, because the trials, just like the US trial, is going to be on fire. Everybody is coming for the top spot, so I have to make sure I'm at my best, to make the top 3 for the World Championships.
What about you, Gianmarco? Are you already picked?
Yeah, yeah. They can't left the captain at home. No, I'm joking. In Italy, we don't have this kind of trial, so they just select the team by the results. So they put the standard, and as much as athlete doing it, they take to the world.
Any more questions? Yes.
Yeah, Hansle, you spoke about trials and the strength of the event in Jamaica. Obviously, Omar McLeod's here this weekend. How do you feel about competing with him today and then the trials?
Well, that's my friend, teammate. We always talk about trying to make a 1, 2, 3 at the World Championships. So I really hope that the other guys are informed this year, and we can look forward to taking home all the medals to Jamaica.
Jim?
Each of you over the past year made the news outside of athletics. Gianmarco, the NBA, Hansle, the volunteering in Tokyo, and Gabby, the White House. Could you explain those experiences and what it feels like to be involved in that atmosphere outside of just competing on the track and the field as well?
Ladies first.
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
Your White House experience.
White House experience.
Oh, yeah, the White House was really fun. I mean, it was great to also not just be with the Summer Olympians, but also to be with the Winter Olympians as well, and getting to know them and to see kind of what their training's like and how they were feeling about the Olympics. But it was just really great to kind of be recognized and to have the opportunity to just be around other like-minded athletes, and yeah, it was really special.
Hansle, you should just explain the story of the taxi.
All right. I think most people in track and field should have an idea now. I almost missed the semi-finals from being on the wrong bus. I thought it was the correct bus because it was at the bus stop for the athletics. But on the bus itself was a different sign, but I was too busy listening to the music, so I didn't realize. Ended up at one of these aquatic stadiums. I think where it was rowing. But luckily I left. I always try to leave like 3 or more hours before race time. So I had some time, but the time was dwindling down, of course. I was able to get a taxi fare from one volunteer. She helped me to get to the stadium, and I had to run through the security. That was like part of the warm-up, running from the taxi to the track. I had to even put on my bodysuit before. Normally I wait till I'm done with warm-up before I put on my bodysuit, not to get it sweaty so quickly. But everything was different. The whole warm-up was different, but I was still pumped and ready to go, so it was still good.
But you tracked down the volunteer afterwards?
Yeah. Of course, it's showing gratitude, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to make the finals. So I'm really thankful for that. I think it touched a lot of people. I think a lot of people, see how, there are good people around, and show a lot of gratitude.
Yeah. Tell us how you smashed the NBA.
That's what I mean when I was telling that Scaramanti things is nothing. I mean, it was just in the difficult moment, and you focus on what it really mattered.
I bet your heart was going though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A bit, because when I was in the taxi, we hit some traffic. And I started looking at the time, and it was getting closer and closer, but the taxi guy did a really good job to get me through. So, yeah, but it was a little nervous at one point, but things worked out.
Yeah, for me the NBA celebrity game was like something. It came from nothing, and it surprised me as a baby. I was really happy when they told me about these things. And I played basketball for 13 years. Still, I played more basketball than track and field, and it's been for all my life my biggest dream ever to go there and play basketball. And when I went inside that stadium, it's been like, dreams come true. My legs were shaking. I was just a baby in a Luna Park, and I really enjoyed every single second there.
But you wouldn't have done it pre-Tokyo?
I wouldn't, no. Of course not, because, before Tokyo was just in my mind, everything was in the second. If I have to put like a rank of my priorities, every time was Tokyo in my first position. So I will never ever do something that will affect my performance in Tokyo. Yeah.
Any more questions?
And probably they will never call me before the
You're on speed dial for the return. Yes, Jess.
One quick one. It was asked at the Belgrade World Indoor Championships, and it brought some quite interesting answers. So I just wondered, obviously you've got competitive rivalries in each of your events, but if you could go head to head with any other athlete in your event throughout history, is there a particular athlete that you've really learned to test yourself against, and why?
Well, I think for me, it's quite a few athletes I would like to run against, like Lu Zhang, Alan Johnson, what's the name of the British guy?
Colin Jackson.
Colin Jackson. Why am I? I think those guys are pretty awesome, and it would be, I think I could learn a few things from them.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm already running against some of the best women sprinters in all of history, so it's hard to say because it's so incredible, and I'm so unfortunate to have the opportunity to run against this type of competition. But I have to say Flojo, just because she's incredible, right? I mean, anyone would love to just line up against her and just see where you measure up. And like you're saying, always something to learn, and I'd be pretty starstruck. But I'm pretty starstruck these days with almost everyone I run against. So.
Just before we come to Gianmarco, there was a BBC article that encapsulated all the recent discussion about the Flojo world record and the wind gauge and whether Elaine should really be the world record holder. Do you have a view on that as an American?
As an American. That's funny. It's tricky, right, to rewrite record books. It's something that is a slippery slope, and you don't really want to get into that. But I'm sure that the way Elaine is running and the trend that women's sprinting is going, I'm sure that at some point in the near future here we can start to threaten and challenge that record.
Gianmarco, your dream competition?
Basketball court. I'm joking. If I have to pick a high jumper, I will choose Stefan Hall probably, because he's like such a great athlete and his technique was wonderful. So I always try to take something from my opponents about technical aspect and something like that. So I would love to compete with such a great athlete to improve myself.
We've overrun slightly for good reason. Thank you for your answers. Good luck to all three of you tomorrow. Thanks for your attendance, and we will see you in a couple of hours' time for the British press conference.
Thank you.